Hello, all, and welcome to my very first presentation of what I am calling Stoned History. And I thought it would be very fitting on 420 to kick off. I've got my accoutrements here. Hopefully everyone is following behind, and I am going to read to you the origin story of 420. Kind of akin to reading the story of Jesus around Christmas time. We're going to read the story of 420. So with that in mind, it is exactly 420. So everybody should partake. And we will get started. Okay. So everybody, the origins of the term 420 date back to the 70s. A group of 5 high school teenagers in California used to meet at 4:20 each week in search of a cannabis plant that was supposedly left behind in a forest by a U.S. Coast Guard member who could no longer tend the crop. This really does sound like a Bible story. They met at 4:20 as they were all athletes and had sports practice to attend before that time. The group, nicknamed the Waldos, because they used to hang out by a wall outside their high school in San Rafael. The Waldos met at least once a week at the Louis Pasteur statue outside their school to scour the Point Reyes forest nearby using a treasure map that some say was provided by the plant owner himself. Steve Capper, one of the Waldos, told the Huffington Post in 2017, we would remind each other in the hallways we were supposed to meet up at 4:20. It originally started out 420 Louis, and we eventually dropped the Louis. We'd meet at 4:20 and get in my old 66 Chevy Impala, and of course, we'd smoke instantly and smoke all the way out to Point Reyes and smoke the entire time we were out there. We did it week after week, Capper said, adding that they never actually found the patch. That was probably an urban legend, I think. I mean, I don't know if that's real. While they weren't successful in finding the hidden cannabis plant, the Waldos managed to introduce a lasting code for weed smokers. He would say, Capper told the HuffPost, I could say to one of my friends, I'd go 420, and it was telepathic. How he would know if I were saying, hey, do you want to go smoke some, or do you have any, or are you stoned right now? It was just telepathic the way we did it. Our teachers didn't know what we were talking about. Our parents didn't know what we were talking about. Now, here is where this gets even more interesting, because not that this is surprising that there is a correlation to the Grateful Dead. Now, remember where we are at this point. We're in an area in Northern California. My understanding is that somewhere near the Marin County Hills, where the Grateful Dead was based, is where this is. Somebody can correct me. It's San Rafael High School, I believe. So the father of one of the Waldos managed real estate for the band. Interestingly, this was the band starting out. And the brother of another Waldos member managed a Grateful Dead side band and was also friends with Grateful Dead bassist Phil Lesh. So there's definitely a few, strings of connection with there. So the Dead would practice at a rehearsal hall in San Rafael, California. And so they would go and listen to the band while they were practicing. So somebody would this is really good stuff. So the brother of one of the Waldos actually believes that the term 420 was spread through Phil Lesh. But they were hanging out with the roadies. Who knows who was saying anything about it, how it got out, who knows? I mean, again, this is all sort of an urban legend. And when somebody passes a joint or something, you would say, hey, 420. So that is how it started, 420, based on the Waldos of San Rafael, California, who would meet at 420. Whether or not they were actually searching for a missing cannabis plant, I don't know. We'll never know. That's sort of like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, if you will. And, so that is where this comes from. I thought it would be really interesting for us to know a little bit about stoned history. And by the way, I also decided to basically present for the first time. I've never actually taken a bong hit on screen before until now. So that's a big deal. But this is a water pipe made from an old bottle of tequila. And I actually made this in a course that was given on making water pipes, because you have to use a very special glass drill to do it so it doesn't shatter. And there was a whole production, but I'm very proud of this. So I made this. This is my usual go-to. And yeah, so anybody, if you've got cool bottles and you have access to a water drill, which basically means it's drilling while pouring water on it, kind of like you do for tile. It's like that. If you have access to those things, you too can make yourself one of these. I actually also made an incense holder very similar to this out of a Jägermeister bottle in that same course. Sadly, that place isn't there anymore. So anyway, guys, this was my little intro into stoned history. Happy 420. As you guys know, it is definitely one of my favorite holidays, if not my most favorite holiday. And enjoy it. And especially if you're in places where you can just walk into a store and recreationally buy, definitely do so for the rest of us, because in Florida, we will probably be the last bastion. So anyway, yes, I see that my producer's on. John, I know I did this very impromptu. I'm sorry I didn't include you. I just had this thought and I just went and did this and thought, you know what? This is cool. So also 420 is a perfect time for me to, I sometimes use it as a cleaning day. I keep paraphernalia in a very particular drawer in a very particular way. I'm very type A. So just like my spice rack is alphabetized, my cannabis drawer is likewise organized. But yeah, always set aside time to clean your paraphernalia. And just a hint, really, rock salt and alcohol works every bit as good as any of the stuff they'll sell you in the head shops. And I'm also a very big supporter of a bullet. The bullet, which is my daily, I have them in multiple colors. I kind of lose them like pens sometimes. So if you're ever hanging out with me some way in your couch cushion, you might come across one of these. It's just my go-to. So anyway, guys, happy 420. Enjoy the day. And check us out on our live stream on Thursday night. We're going to have a lot of fun for Earth Day. Lauren Ashcraft is going to come on, and she's adorable. So you guys should definitely check that out. And yeah, so peace out, 420, all.